G'day, we just found out that we have a community gathering tomorrow afternoon, so we're going to make a plate of food to bring. Everyone has to bring a plate of food. We're having a shared table. We're going to share vegetables and anything from the garden or herbs or all that sort of stuff with our community tomorrow down here at the beach. So we're going to make a plate of food to take. So let's go down to the garden. Before we go down and raid the garden to make our dips, we're just going to make a flatbread, something that we can use to go with our dips. So this is a really easy flatbread recipe that we're going to make today. So plain flour, in it goes. Some salt, about 2 teaspoons or something of salt. Don't have to put that in if you don't want to, but it just makes it taste a lot nicer. A couple of teaspoons of baker's yeast. Teaspoons, a couple of those. Just to give it that little bit of bounce in the bread. Again, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. Then about 2 cups of warm water. Not too hot so it doesn't hurt the yeast, but warm enough to activate the yeast for it. Mix that all together, we pour that in. And then we'll go again, about the same again. Probably not quite a cup this time, just about a bit less than a full cup. So we mix that together. One other ingredient that we like just for a bit of richness. Some olive oil. Just a good dollop of olive oil. And it'll come together and make our dough, and then we let it rise for about half an hour, and then we can make our flatbread. So while we're letting it rise, we're going to get into the garden and pick our ingredients for our dips. So I think 3 dips would be good, be a nice amount to take down to the beach tomorrow afternoon. Okay, we're going to start getting into it with our hands now, so take rings off your fingers. Don't really want those on or kneading by hand. So this is all coming together well. Make bread like this, you will never buy bread again. You'll always make your own because it tastes amazing. It's so simple and cheap and easy to make. Okay, so we've got our dough here come together. Now we're just going to work it up so that we can just stretch all that gluten and make it nice and friable. So you may need a little bit of flour on the bench, or you may not. But yeah, so for the next about 5 minutes we just work that through and stretch all those glutinous threads. Just like that, or you can do it however you want. Okay, so that's been about 5 minutes of kneading this dough, and it needs to rest because we've given it such a beating here on the bench. The dough needs to have a bit of a rest for about half an hour and it'll rise. Only half an hour, and while, so you can see how that's all come together beautifully. That's our beautiful dough. That's going to turn into a fantastic bread shortly. So pop him back in the bowl, put a tea towel over the top, nice clean tea towel, put a little bit of flour in there so it doesn't stick. So it doesn't all stick to the bowl. Looking pretty happy, isn't he? And we'll just put him in a warm spot outside. Okay, so it's been half an hour now since and that's what we've got. Look at that. That's our dough. So now, we just make sure our hands are clean. We just washed our hands. We get him out. Look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Put him on the bench. A little bit of flour, just so it doesn't stick to the bench. And then we're just going to break them off, roll them out. Get our roller. Just break off a piece. That size, perfect. Getting nice and flat. You can go as thick or as thin as you like. I like them pretty thin. There we go. That's our piece of bread. And then we just keep repeating the same process. Beautiful, kind of really come together. You can push them down and spread them out if you want, but you don't have to. It still just works fantastic with the way you do it. And when you've got your breads all made, you can store them in the fridge for a week or more. I seal them in a plastic container, or you can just wrap them in on a plate with Glade wrap just to keep them moist. But they last for ages. But obviously we're going to use these tomorrow on a platter, and we're going to make some dips to go with them. That's just about done.